What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we have to talk about this as it's obvious that Kevin Stefanski is going to stick with Dylan Gabriel. We've seen Deshaun Watson try to expedite the process of his return. We're seeing him working out. He's showing on videos and things like that, and media's starting to ask him about his return. Well, we don't know if that's going to happen, but it seems like what we know is not going to happen, at least under Kevin Stefanski's watch, is Shedeur getting any reps. There's no reason that he hasn't gotten any first team reps, even in practice up to this point. So one could argue if Shedeur wasn't ready, quote unquote, which is his excuse, it would be because him and his coaching staff never prepared Shedeur. But we all know Shedeur can adapt and he can play the quarterback position better than anyone they have on that roster. Will he get the opportunity? We don't know, but we hear some more from Myles Garrett and we hear from Kevin Stefanski. Let's check it out.
Frustration, frustration. I mean, try your best not to point fingers. So you just try to clean up what you can, execute the best you can, and be part of the solution. So what do I think about what?
What do you think about the fact that you guys are sticking with the status quo, or Kevin's sticking with the status quo, and continuing to go with Dylan instead of turning it over to Shedeur?
Quarterback direction has nothing to do with me. I'm worried about the defense and us giving up the points that we did and the first downs we did. Now, who we stick with the quarterback is up to Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, just what progress have you seen from Dylan start one to start five? What areas have you seen drastic improvement?
Well, I think with young quarterbacks, Daryl, it's understanding that there's going to be ups and downs. Can Dylan play better? Yes, he can. Can we play better around him? Yes, we can. Can we coach him better? Yes, we can. So I understand the question, but I just trust that our young players at every position, and certainly at the quarterback position, are guys that are going to work their tails off to get better every single day.
And Jimmy Haslam said during training camp that you knew that seeing both young quarterbacks at some point this season was important. So, just where is Shedeur at as far as his development? And do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't I don't think it's fair to speculate, Daryl. We're committed to getting better as an offense. Dylan is certainly committing to improving every which way he can, and all the while, all of our players, young players, are developing and working so hard behind the scenes to make sure that they're getting better on a daily basis.
We got to stop expecting Shedeur because Shedeur gonna come in there and try to win. They don't want to win. They want to get draft picks. They want to They gonna redo this
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, and get what?
Something. Trade it and get some more picks.
Few things stood out to me there. Some people may not think much into it, but Myles Garrett, obviously, you know, we seen him on the sideline the other week, slamming his helmet down, feeling like he doing everything he could do for them to win. He's like, personnel, that's up to Kevin, not coach. That's up to Kevin. I can only do so much. He's trying not to think about the offensive side of the ball, control what he can control, but at the same time, obviously, he was such a big advocate for Shedeur when they first got him. He feels some type of way that Shedeur is not getting the opportunity to get out there and at least see what he can do, right? Because we know this isn't working. We've gone to several quarterbacks. How about we see what we have with every young quarterback before this season ends, or even before it's out of hand? Because you have a player like Myles Garrett, he's trying to win in his prime right now. Kevin Stefanski, going to his comments, he is straight up disrespecting Shedeur Sanders. Don't even want to say him by name. Obviously, hates the attention he's getting, so he hates being asked any questions about Shedeur, but tries to hold it together. But deep down inside, it makes him uncomfortable that Shedeur is the biggest story of the team, and it's only the biggest story because Shedeur has earned that, and people see some potential in him. This isn't just one of those guys that made the NFL because of who his father is. He had to go out there and show you can't pretend to be a good quarterback, for all the ways that Shedeur has shown us at the HBCU level, then going up to the Power 5 level. his dad can't get out there and make him look good. He showed us what he could do. And Stefanski, that just bothers him. That puts him it makes him uneasy in the spirit. It stirs the spirit up. Um, I'll say this. Did you notice that they asked him about Shedeur? He answered the question with what Dylan Gabriel's doing. That shows me that he is someone who isn't even considering the possibility of inserting Shedeur Sanders. And that's a bit alarming because I thought at this point, I thought, okay, yeah, he's going to have to do it. Whether he wants to or not, some point he just got to do it because nothing else has worked. But nope, he's going to stick with Dylan Gabriel for the rest of this season. I'm convinced. And if he does give Shedeur any time, it'll be after all the starters have been pulled for the year, to prevent injury from those guys. Like, this is terrible. This is terrible. Only time you should see someone not getting an opportunity in this situation that he's in is if you have a good vet or a really good quarterback and your team is just not that good, But um, yeah, it's wild to think at this point. If you look back at it, um, he probably would have got more time when Lamar Jackson was hurt those few weeks if he had elected to go to Baltimore. Because remember, before the draft, it was Philly and Baltimore. He probably would have gotten more reps just to show other teams what he could do. Not that he would have ever taken over in Baltimore, but to show other teams what he could do, he probably would have got more of an opportunity there, which is wild to say. But Dylan Gabriel is locking it down. They never prepared him to be in a situation to take over the franchise by him not even getting reps. I mean, he was thrown with equipment managers and guys like that in practice. They drafted him kind of as an afterthought, but a person who wouldn't even get the opportunity to prove himself. So I think this is nasty work, with the way the first year of his career was handled. And I think, what is Shedeur's deal? Is it 1 or 2 years? I think it's a year. So the thing is, he'll be able to go somewhere else. Hopefully, some other team sees the value in Shedeur. Only problem with that is all the teams passed him over at some point in the draft, so nobody is really innocent in all of this. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think about this, though. And Kevin Stefanski's answer told us everything we need to hear. He has no intention, as long as he's the coach, unless everybody gets hurt on the roster, Shedeur won't get the opportunity to play again. And I think probably the last time we saw him do what he could do was that very first week of preseason. I don't even count the second week because who he was playing with, those guys was cut the very next day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.